What is going on, guys? I hope you're having an amazing day. Now, today we have Vivek Ramaswamy. He's going against Bill Maher. In this interview, apparently they talked about Trump a lot in this interview. And when Trump's name was brought up, Bill went crazy. He said, "Oh my God, Vivek, I don't want to hear anything you're saying anymore." And to me personally, I just think that's very disingenuous. Bill Maher is an individual that I see time and time again go against his own entire party. He literally goes against the leftist party on many, many issues when it comes to transgenderism, when it comes to the pride parades, and when it comes to a lot of the, how do I say, very extreme facets of that movement, right? But instead of acknowledging these facts, he does this right here, right now. We're going to look at it. Let's get right into it.
We have, first of all, right now, on one hand, the son of a U.S. president collecting multi-million-dollar bribes from foreign countries that president is now arguably making good on in different ways.
Oh, gosh.
And on the other hand,
What's wrong with
we
that?
have
Yes, I mean, that's true.
a former president of the United
He's right.
States that currently, by the way, it would be a lot easier for me if Trump were eliminated, by the way.
Facts.
And some of the recent polls this week, I'm in second. Polling averages,
Right.
I'm in third. It would be a lot easier for me if Trump were out of the way. I don't want to win this election by seeing a political opponent eliminated by the federal police state. I think that is a disastrous precedent to set in this country.
Unless he committed crimes
But
that police
Bill,
should be apprehending him for.
So let's get, if you want to get into the details on this, let's get into the details. Let's talk about the Espionage Act, which he's being charged under. That is the most un-American law in our history.
Not in this.
It's been used to lock up anti-war activists,
Okay, I'm
hundreds
not
of them.
sure that is what he's being tried under.
For the second
It is.
indictment, it is the Espionage Act that he's charged under for the documents case. Taking the
The
documents.
documents.
That's the
Okay,
second
you
case.
switched the cards there.
With so many indictments, there's four of them at the exact same time. What's going on? It's not about the crime.
If it was up
It's
to
about
me,
eliminating the man.
I wish they hadn't brought the Stormy Daniels one.
That is a
I wish they hadn't even brought the. I mean, he's guilty of all these things.
Well, the thing is, if they brought one stupid charge, why wouldn't they bring other stupid charges, right? Come on, Bill. If it was up to me, they wouldn't have brought the Stormy Daniels one, which was so very stupid. They wouldn't have brought the, I guess he's going to say the classified documents one. Like, come on. Come on. If they brought these in the first place, if they brought these cases, these indictments in the first place, that has to tell you about their reasoning, what they're doing.
Of course, yeah, I
Well,
wouldn't
let's just
have.
stop
I
at the
wouldn't
Stormy
have
Daniels
brought
ones.
the documents one.
He's not guilty of anything in the Stormy Daniels ones. You want to know why? You're a smart guy. Let me just explain
Okay,
this. With
I
you.
don't care about that
Bill,
one. I never
I know
cared
you don't care about
that.
that one, but it relates to the ones that followed because it's evidence that there's something else going on here. So you will agree with me on this one, okay? You say he's guilty of it. Well, let me just test you on this for a second, see how you feel. They said that the crime there was that he should have used campaign funds to pay hush money to the porn star. You know
Really?
what? If he had used campaign funds to pay hush money, that actually would have been more of a crime
I'm with
than
you on
not
this
doing
one.
it, right?
Wait. I thought that the indictment said that he should not have used campaign funds and that he did do that and that was illegal. Wait, so it's that he should have used campaign funds to do that? What? Okay, now that's just idiotic right there. If that's really true, if that's the actual indictment at hand, if I'm taking Vivek right now for his word, because I have not read these indictments personally, I just have heard about these on the news time and time again. I've heard about these in videos time and time again. I thought that it was that, hey, he used the campaign funds and that's what was wrong. Is that he didn't use them? That's what they're saying is wrong? That's ridiculous. Come on.
Did a whole
But
thing
if
on
you
this.
have four of- okay, so I missed that. I'm sorry.
I'm pre with
You're
you.
pre with me on it, so I don't need to preach to the choir on it.
Right, no, exactly.
But the point is, if there's four of these separate things coming
Right.
right at the same time, smack dab in the middle of an election.
Because it happened. It's like they made it up.
But Bill, I just told you they made this one
he
up.
Tried,
They literally
Yeah.
made this
he
one up.
tried. They certainly
made
did.
this
They
one up.
certainly did not make up. Excuse me. They certainly did not make up the idea that he tried every
Look at
single
him.
possible way to steal that election. He tried it.
I was
by-
talking about the first one,
he
though. They
tried
made
it
that up. That was literally made up indictment.
Well, I'm talking about the one that's important, and you know what's important. He tried it through pressuring Mike Pence, who was doing something in a very ceremonial role to pretend that he could change the vote. The fake electors. He pressured the secretaries of state and the legislatures. They talked about bringing out the military. They
See-
talked about seizing voting
You
machines.
see everything he's claiming Trump did right now? Now, aren't these all, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, aren't these all things that Democrat presidents have done over the past years that have not been punished to the same degree, right? Haven't they been caught on paper doing these things back in the day, like in the early 2000s, all that stuff? When I read up on this, when I was looking into this, I looked at videos, I read up on it. Apparently, there were presidents. I can't name the exact presidents right now because I don't have that information in my mind fully processed. But I did get the gist of it. It said that there were Democratic presidents that did these same exact things that Trump did, and they still did not get punished like how Trump is getting punished right now. So how are you supposed to apply the law one way to some people, President Trump, and then apply the law another way to other people? Come on, like all these Democrats. So I just want to know. That's not fair, man. I'm just saying that's not fair. Me as a newly, I'm not gonna say a newlywed, conservative, but I would say like I'm new to politics. Not looking right. Not looking right. But let's keep going.
Machines. This country has done one thing that was more amazing than any other. They've done many amazing things, but to me, the jewel in our crown, the peaceful transference of power. So many countries cannot get this right.
Yes.
We were one of the few who could get it right. And one guy, your boyfriend Donald Trump,
Oh, come on.
broke this and
Come on.
fucked
Don't
it.
give me
That's
the boyfriend
exactly
stuff. Come
what-
on. Come on.
Yeah, that's.
I'm running against him in this race. Okay.
I think
I'm
you're
saying
running
this-
to be his vice president.
Well, I'm glad you.
That was a bit disrespectful, but I think that they're friends, so I'm not gonna look too much into that. But that was like, come on, did you really just call me his boyfriend? Like the theatrics with Bill Maher right now is crazy. But let's keep going.
Spoke that view out. I've already said, and I'll say it again. I'm not going to work for any
So
administration.
you would say no to his,
Yeah, I would say no.
you would say no to the vice presidency if
Yeah.
Donald Trump offered it to you?
I don't do well in a number 2 role. I just don't.
To start,
That's
you're
fair.
38.
I don't do well in. I haven't been in a number 2 role in a long time. I think there's a lot of ways to change this country.
Wow.
And each person has to look in the mirror and ask themselves, how do you have the maximal impact you can? So I do it through the private sector. I've written 3 books in the last 2 years. I've started businesses.
For
That's
you,
what I would do.
only go right to the top or...
Well, to me, it's not a hierarchy. It's not about a top.
Well, it is.
It's about
You're
where am I
saying
going to
you-
have
you-
the most impact?
You will
is the question.
literally not be the second most powerful person in the world.
If power were my currency and probability adjusting my power calculus, yeah, of course you would take it. But if the question is actually how am I using my God-given talents to have a maximal positive impact on a country that has given me so much,
Okay.
being in that vice president role wouldn't be it.
Okay, that's very interesting. Oh wow, look at that too. That's interesting. That segment of the video is over with also. But so he's saying basically, hey, if I'm not the president, my time could be used better. Like it could be spent better doing things with my pharmaceutical company. He's part of the pharmaceutical industry. I think he answered the question on that though, so I'm not gonna grill him too much on that. Except basically saying, hey, my time could be spent a lot better doing more productive things if I'm not the tippity top president of the United States. He said if I'm the vice president, I can be far more effective in other realms, in other endeavors, which I think is fair, honestly, in other industries, not politics, but probably go back to the private sector and do what I got to do there. So that's fair to me. But back to Bill Maher. That Trump derangement syndrome is real. Did you see that? He didn't even think of the possibility. Because remember what Vivek said. He said, hey, up in the middle of an election, they're charging him with all of these indictments. And then Bill Maher said, they did it, though. I mean, he did it, though. That's what he said. He said, Trump did it, though. Trump did it. So it's not false that they're charging him, right? Well, consider this. Don't you think that Trump did that the day of the election? You know what he did? You know what he's being accused of? Because they did it, though. I'm not going to say that they fully did it because, we don't have all the evidence. We don't have everything. And, YouTube is, they're going to cook you. They're going to cook you. Well, I'm not going to lie to you. They cook these channels, man. But with that being said, I think that, basically, Vivek has a point here. And I think that the only thing I didn't like was I wish it would be more straightforward, Vivek, on whether the mail-in ballots and all of that stuff, and and him thinking that it was big tech, because of course big tech did it, right? We already know. Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook, literally confirmed, okay, on Joe Rogan's podcast that the FBI hit them up to remove that Hunter Biden laptop story. That was completely true, utterly proven at this point. 100%. Like, there's no conspiracy theory over it. Of course, people are still going to say, oh, it's conspiracy theory. They big tech colluded this. No, the FBI literally worked with big tech to actually suppress that data, to suppress that story. So the day before the election, I remember when that first happened, I said, wow, no way. But I'm like, we still got this in the bag. That's literally what I thought. Like, oh, Trump still has this in the bag. Fell asleep that night. Trump was winning when I fell asleep. Woke up that morning. What the heck? What? How is Joe Biden winning Pennsylvania when Trump was up 500,000 points when I fell asleep? 500,000 votes when I fell. Whatever. I'm just saying we're not gonna recount that day. But still, at the same exact time, I think it's a bit strange. But I think it's about time to end this video. My name is yedotti. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Peace.